Time. Tonight at 5, the government open again, but the fight over health care is just beginning, where a possible extension of those ACA tax credits currently stands.
And why some people in Madison are opposed to building much-needed new apartments as it deals with a housing crisis.
Plus, local teens are recognized for fighting food insecurity, the impact they hope their work has beyond the food pantry.
You're watching News 3 now at 5. Hello, everyone, and thanks for staying with us.
Now we begin tonight with weather. Meteorologist Blaze Keller is here as those temperatures are climbing a bit, Blaze.
That's right. We're only expected to get into those low to mid 30s tonight, and we should be much cooler than that by this time in the year. But we're still hanging out in those upper 40s to low 50s as we head throughout the rest of our evening, taking us to about 8 o'clock. We're sitting at 42 degrees underneath clear skies, and we're going to continue to sit underneath these clear to mostly clear conditions as we get closer to that midnight hour. Still in those 40s. Again, we should be dipping into those low 30s for this time of year, but even as we go into those early morning hours on Friday, we're looking at the mid to upper 30s to start on out. Clear to mostly clear tonight, and that means if you want to catch maybe the last glimpse of this latest round of northern lights, the forecast probably not as impressive as Tuesday night. We had a little bit more green into central parts of Wisconsin here, but we're looking at likely on the horizon. So get away from all the lights, look off to the horizon. You may be able to see those greens and maybe those reds dancing as this latest solar storm begins to wrap on up. We're back into the 60s on Friday, mid to upper 60s in some spots when the cool down inevitably comes back in the full forecast.
All right, Blaze, thank you. The city of Madison is currently in a housing crisis. City officials say we have one of the lowest rental vacancy rates in the country.
And as alders try to address the issue, residents are pushing back on a 6-story apartment building that could be built near the Yahara River. And that's where our Tanasia Shaw is now. And Tanasia, now to build this new place, they need to make room, and that means tear something down, right?
Yes. Hi, Eric and Sarah. And this apartment building behind me near Winnebago in Mary Street is one of the apartment buildings that could be destroyed, if this proposal goes any further. Now, again, this is still in the very early stages. I'm going to let you get a look at this neighborhood around me. Everyone isn't on board with this idea of this project in this area. Now, this is happening as city officials are responding to the housing crisis in Madison. And some residents think that an apartment building with 6 stories should be in another neighborhood, but not in District 6.
And people are a little taken aback by the size of what it might be compared to what's there now.
They think that it's too tall. They think that it's too many units in that spot. They think that it's not appropriate on that street, that we should build something like this on University Avenue or East Washington Avenue instead. And my point is, Winnebago is a major street, and it's on the bus line. And if you can't build a decent sized building there, then where can you build it?
Yes, and if you would like to know more about this project, or if you would like to give your own feedback, you can do that on District 6 blog on the City of Madison website. I will have more on the ins and outs about this project in just about an hour during our 6 p.m. newscast. Susan and Sarah, I keep messing up on that. Susan and Eric. Look at that, y'all.
That's okay.
Let me tell you, it's been a long day.
I don't mind,
I'm
Sarah.
going to send it back to you for now.
Tanasia,
No
thank
problem,
you so
Tanasia,
much.
thanks.
In other news tonight at 5, a 40-year-old man is dead. Another person seriously hurt after a crash. This happened in Fitchburg today. Crews responding to Highway 14 just north of Lacey Road. It was just before 9 this morning. Firefighters found 2 vehicles in the eastbound lanes with major damage. 1 man died at the scene. EMS took the other person to a nearby hospital. The crash did close the eastbound lanes of 14 for several hours.
We now know the names of 3 people who died in a crash last weekend in Madison. The Dane County Medical Examiner's Office identified them as 43-year-old Makiwa Turner of Madison, 50-year-old Alan Wright of Fitchburg, and 31-year-old Khadijah Berry of Madison. Police say their car was headed east on Cross Country Road at 1:30 in the morning Saturday when it rolled over. 4 occupants were thrown from the car and only 1 person survived. He's 39 years old and, as far as we know, remains in critical condition. Police say the car was traveling fast, no one had a seatbelt on, and the group was at a a bar just before the crash. Officers are considering impairment as a factor in the crash, but the investigation is ongoing.
Well, take a look at this video of a pickup truck leading police on a chase. It started in Milwaukee County and went down to Racine County on I-94 yesterday. Milwaukee police have the driver now in custody. Officers say he is a wanted felon and was armed and dangerous. Racine County deputies were able to deflate the truck's tires and stop him. The interstate was closed down for half an hour during his arrest. Police say they found several guns in the vehicle.
After 43 days, the longest government shutdown is over. Last night, the House sent a package to fund the government through January to President Trump's desk, which he signed. The package did not include anything related to the Democrats' demands on extending Affordable Care Act subsidies, and Republicans and 8 Democratic senators responsible for getting the bill back to the House and ultimately the president's desk agreed to hold a vote on extending those subsidies. That is something Wisconsin's Democratic Senator Tammy Baldwin says isn't enough.
For 275,000 Wisconsinites, their health care costs will double, triple, or even worse. For 30,000 Wisconsinites, the price will be too high, and they'll simply go without health insurance. But a handshake deal to work on this later is simply not good enough for me and my constituents.
Those subsidies will expire at the end of the year.
And despite technically being over, the shutdown's impacts linger. The president's economic advisor says it likely led to 60,000 jobs lost in the private sector, and it could be days before the nation's biggest airports are operating normally again. Wisconsin Republican Congressman Glenn Grothman released a statement today reading in part, quote, "As we look ahead to January 31st, I hope Democratic leadership will put governing ahead of political games so we can provide stability for the American people."
The Wisconsin Alumni Research Foundation, or WARF, is celebrating its 100th anniversary by gifting more than $200 million to UW-Madison. That includes $50 million for initiatives and grants. Nearly $36 million will directly support faculty researchers, graduate student fellows, and staff scientists. More than $5 million will go to the Morgridge Institute for research. WARF will also transfer its share of the Discovery Building to UW and the Morgridge Institute.
More local news now. A group of high schoolers from Middleton is being recognized for fighting hunger in their community. The summer before last, a group of teens founded Middleton Meals Matter, hoping to address food insecurity in Dane County. And since then, they have collected and distributed 60,000 pounds of food, brought in thousands of dollars in donations as well. The group was chosen as the winner for this year's Youth in Philanthropy Day Award. 2 members tell News 3 Now they believe their work could stir up momentum among others.
Part of our mission is empowering the youth to also get involved. So if kids see us doing these amazing things, it'll empower them to also help out their community.
When we're at those food drives every single Sunday, the people who see us, they're inspired to take action as well and help their community. So it's been a big community effort, and we really see it firsthand.
Well, they are going places, aren't they? Those teens have more events planned, too, including one on Willie Street, November 16th. You can find more information on the event and the group at mealsmatter.org.
Well done, everybody. Still ahead at 5. Warmer temperatures today and tomorrow, but how long will it last? Blaze tells us in his First Warn forecast.
And the Trump administration hints at a potential announcement on tariffs soon, where it's looking to bring down prices.
Plus, an ongoing listeria outbreak linked to items sold across the country, what products you should throw away, and the symptoms you should look out for.
The worst day in over a month on Wall Street. The Dow Jones takes a nearly 800-point dive. The Nasdaq tumbles 536 points. S&P falls 113. We'll be right back.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Today marks the start of Starbucks holiday season. The coffee giant giving out free reusable coffee cups for any purchase off its holiday menu. Coinciding with Red Cup Day, a strike across dozens of Starbucks locations nationwide. Starbucks Workers United, the union, asking for more hours, higher pay. It also claims the company engages in union busting. Starbucks says the union's been unreasonable in negotiations. Picketing is not likely to affect most locations. Just about 1,000 workers are striking in 40 cities. None of those pickets are in Wisconsin.
Members of the Trump administration say there will be announcements in the next couple of days related to lowering tariffs. Specifically, the president said he's looking to bring down coffee prices after his tariffs made the staple in many Americans' morning routines more expensive. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent also said Wednesday the administration believes prices will fall for things like bananas and produce that is not grown in the U.S.
Major League Baseball and its gambling company partners will put safeguards in place on individual pitching bets. MLB says those bets are more liable to manipulation and is putting a $200 cap on them. This change comes days after 2 Cleveland Guardians pitchers were charged in a betting scheme. Currently, online sports betting is largely banned in Wisconsin. A bipartisan group of state lawmakers is trying to change that this session.
More than 250 airports are testing out Apple's new digital ID. You need a passport in order to create that ID. It works even if you don't have a real ID compliant driver's license or a state ID. Those planning to try out the new feature should not, however, travel without their physical passports. The ID won't be accepted for international travel and border crossings.
In health news, new research shows the rate of child hypertension has doubled in the last 2 decades. Back in 2000, the rates of high blood pressure in children hovered about 3%. But in 2020, those numbers again doubled to around 6%. Kids with hypertension are at greater risk of developing heart disease later in life, which is the #1 cause of death in the U.S. Some preventive measures parents can take is making sure their children aren't consuming high levels of sodium and ultra-processed foods and that they engage in physical activity.
6 people are dead due to a multi-state outbreak of listeria linked to a recalled pasta meals that were sold at major grocery chains. Federal health officials say at least 27 people got sick across 18 states. And some of the products include Trader Joe's Cajun-style blackened chicken breast fettuccine Alfredo and Sprouts Farmers Market smoked mozzarella pasta salad. A full list of recalled products is up on the FDA's website. While there have not been any reports of illness here in Wisconsin or in Illinois or Minnesota, Illinois and Minnesota have each reported 1 case.
Now, this is an ongoing recall, and that means anyone who has these products should not eat them or serve them. Symptoms to look out for include fever, chills, muscle aches, nausea, or diarrhea. In more serious cases, the infection spreads beyond the gut and can cause severe headaches, stiff neck, confusion, even seizures. Pregnant patients may only experience mild flu-like symptoms, but the infection could bring serious complications to a pregnancy.
Well, sunny and warm out there today, and things will get even warmer from here. Here's meteorologist Blaise Keller with the full story. Blaise?
That's right. It really does not feel like we are, let me check the date here, getting to the midpoint in November when we're talking mid to upper 60s and plenty of sunshine, but we typically average about 3 60-degree or plus days during the month of November. That's over 155 years worth of data. We've already hit 3 this year. We'll probably squeeze out 2 more Friday and Saturday. And then as we go into the weekend and beyond, it is going to be cooler. So if you are not a fan of the winter-like temperatures, enjoy the 60s while they're here tomorrow and Saturday. We're looking at the upper 50s with plenty of sunshine further to the north and east, south and west, likely into those mid to upper 60s. Plenty of sunshine. Winds are going to be light and out of the south. So we have all the making for this warmer than average day by about 15 to 20, maybe even 25 degrees warmer than average. We should be in the mid 40s. We're going to be about, as you can see here, 20 or so degrees warmer than that. We'll be a little bit cooler on Saturday, but we'll still be in the 60s. We don't get the cooler air, the more normal air for this time of year until Sunday. So looking ahead to Friday, plenty of sunshine. The reason why we'll be a little bit warmer as well with those southwesterly winds bringing up that just extra umph of warmth out of the desert southwest. Looking ahead to Saturday, starting off with an isolated shower or 2 through the late morning hours. Though winds will be breezy and out of the northwest, they don't move down that cooler air until about Sunday. That's typical. We usually have to wait a day once a cold front passes to really sit underneath that cooler air. So that's going to hold off until Sunday. Still expecting more sunshine to end the weekend. It's just going to be significantly cooler than where we were going into the weekend. There's a look. We'll go from the low 60s, low to mid 60s Friday and Saturday, back to where we should be for this time of year, into those 40s. So it is going to be kind of a shock to the system, but it's still technically above average, even when we cool on down Sunday onward. But certainly well above average, not only today, but where we'll sit Friday and Saturday. Our average high temperature right around 46 degrees. So this is just that little kind of extra taste of maybe fall or early spring before we settle back to where we should be for this time of year. Now, other than that rain chance Friday night into Saturday, we really don't see a whole lot of rain in the forecast. Unfortunately, we're looking at about a quarter of an inch of rain at best over the next 7 days, which for this time of year is not surprising. We don't get a lot of heavy rain, but it comes at a time that we really, really need it. Now nearly 80% of Wisconsin as of today is suffering from abnormally dry conditions. Roughly 39% of Wisconsin is under the moderate drought conditions. So this brown here. What we didn't see expand from last week to this week is that severe drought percentage, still holding on at 1%. Lafayette, as well as Greene counties here locally, you're underneath those severe drought conditions. Again, hopefully we'll get some rain here, some heavier rain, but at least for now it doesn't look too promising. I would say the best chance, at least in the near future, is probably going to be Monday into Tuesday, but for now that system really looks to stay into northern Illinois. I mentioned it earlier. We have another chance to see these beautiful lights. Thank you, Amy Larson, for sending this in from Tuesday. This is probably not what we'll see tonight, but I would say you still have a chance, probably peaking between 8 and 10, shortly after sunset. I saw them Tuesday night about 8, 9 o'clock.
I saw your pictures.
Yeah, I mean, this is just beautiful. We don't really see lights like this, or we haven't, but over these last couple of years, specifically last October and then I would say this Tuesday, those are the two that really stick out in my mind. So you have a chance tonight. I encourage you to go out because we don't really get those beautiful lights that often.
Yeah, use your phone too. I could kind of see them with the naked eye, but in my phone, pretty remarkable.
Last night I couldn't see them, but Tuesday night I was out there in Olin Park. I could see even with the lights. Yeah, they were beautiful. So try again tonight and then send us the photos.
All right, thank you, Blaze.
All right, coming up, the Packers getting ready to head to New York to face the Giants. How they can help their star running back from taking such a beating in these games. Jason Wilde with more from Green Bay after the break. Plus, we'll tell you what the theme is for this year's holiday tree at the Capitol and how your child can help decorate it. Stay with us.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, you can doubt the Packers offense, but there is no doubting the effort of star running back Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, he's been one of the best, but he's also taking a beating out there. Our News 3 Now Packers senior writer Jason Wilde has more on how the offense trying to make life a little easier on number 8.
You know that old saying about how there's no such thing as a stupid question? I think I pressed the boundaries of that today with Packers offensive coordinator Adam Stenavich. Heading into Sunday's matchup with the New York Giants at the Meadowlands, Packers running back Josh Jacobs has run for 608 yards. He's averaging under 4 yards a carry, but more importantly, 338 of those 608 yards have come after contact. That's 56% of his yardage. And in talking with Jacobs today, there is some frustration there, while he won't throw his offensive lineman under the bus, with the fact that they cannot get him going a little bit sooner. So I asked Adam Stenavich if he got the sense that Jacobs would like to get a few more yards before he gets hit. Turned out to be kind of obvious.
There's no doubt about that. That's a pretty obvious statement right there. I'm sure any running back would want most of their yards before contact. Bottom line is we just have to do a better job across the board. And, I have faith in our guys. That's the thing. I have faith we can do it. We're going to fight through this adversity and come out better on the other side. So, yeah.
Here's something else that's obvious. The Packers need to get their running game going so they can get their offense going. They've scored a total of 20 points the last 2 weeks, and Josh Jacobs is the engine that makes that offense go. We'll have that story and everything else Packers on our website, channel3000.com. And while you're there, make sure you sign up for the Packers newsletter, which delivers our coverage directly to your inbox every single day. In Green Bay at Lambeau Field, Jason Wilde, channel3000.com.
Not a stupid question, Jason. Thank you. And this Saturday, you can watch the Milwaukee Bucks take on the Lakers right here on Channel 3. Now, LeBron James has returned from injury to practice. Not sure if he'll be able to go Saturday, but watch anyway. It's a 7 o'clock tip-off, one of 8 games that'll be broadcast for free on over-the-air television. For a full list of those games that we'll be carrying, go to channel3000.com.
The Learning Tree is this year's theme for the 2025 State Capitol Holiday Tree. And as is tradition, students across the state will be decorating the tree, contributing homemade ornaments. They need to be made of non-breakable material and be strong enough to hold up during shipping. Ornaments should be no bigger than 4 to 6 inches. You can mail your child's ornament to the Department of Administration by Friday, November 21st. The tree lighting typically takes place in early December.
Well, in just 2 days, you can help the Goodman Community Center with its yearly Thanksgiving basket drive, and they really need your help. And this year, registration reached capacity faster than ever before. And starting Saturday, you can donate food and money to fill 4,000 baskets with the ingredients needed to make full Thanksgiving meals. Financial donations can also be made online at goodmancenter.org/donate.
Well, stay with us. Blaze takes a final check of the weather as the sun is setting on this Thursday afternoon. We'll be right back.
A young pilot achieves his dream thanks to the mentor who inspired him.
And the push to get more men involved in childcare. Our Eye on America takes us to Nebraska, where one community has found a new way to close the childcare gap. And that's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
And coming up at 6, a local hero is recognized. We'll hear a local Bronze Star and Purple Heart recipient who was inducted today into the Middleton Veterans Hospital's Hall of Heroes. That's coming up tonight on News 3 Now at 6.
Apple is selling an iPhone Pocket, is what this is called. $230. The limited edition product is a 3D knitted accessory made of nylon. That's how it looks, stylish. And also polyester. The high price tag is for the longer version of the Pocket. There is a shorter version for $150, while Apple says the Pocket celebrates craftsmanship, simplicity, and delight. Not everyone is pleased, particularly on the internet. One technology analyst referred to the product as an insanely expensive sock.
What are we doing?
I don't know.
I
$150.
saw like maybe 2 or 3 years ago after, we did the wireless AirPods that they made like a chain so you wouldn't lose them.
Yeah.
Just wear wired headphones. That we have gone full
Not
circle.
as cool.
Right.
And you always lose one, right, of those AirPods.
I'm so tired.
Blaze is back with another look at the forecast.
Yes, we are looking at a somewhat chilly start to a warm Friday. Plenty of sunshine, and we'll hang out in the 60s on Saturday as well.
CBS Evening News is next. We'll see you in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6.